What's up, everybody? All Platforms Gamer here. Good morning. And I am going to once again go for a bit more further on my Jak X Combat Racing playthrough. Not really actual playthrough action here, just showing special reels from the secrets. Again, the commentary scenes continue on with the ones that show in the story, except with the back then when this game came out, the makers of Jak X Combat Racing and any other Naughty Dog game will be talking with their own subtitles. This will be part 2 for that.
So this scene sets the stage for the main story of the game, which is, of course, why Jak Daxter and the rest of the gang have been coerced into racing for Crew. Now, this, of course, is also our introduction to Crew's daughter, Rain, who, as you can see right here, must have gotten her looks from the mom's side of the family. We'd actually wrestled a little bit with her character design for a while. We were thinking about making her a little bit more, shall we say, Rubenesque, but the Naughty Dog female character design standard won out in the end. Now, this scene is also interesting because this is really the first scene where we took advantage of the fact that we were essentially screenshot capturing all of the scenes instead of playing them back in real time. And this enabled us to do a hologram effect that pretty much would have been impossible to do, or at least not look nearly as cool in real time on the PlayStation 2. So essentially, this is seen as composited, much like a film special effect would be composited. What we had to do was create two separate scenes. One scene that had all of the characters except Crew in it, and then another scene that had just Crew in it against a purple-black background. And what we were able to do is extract Crew from the purple background and then superimpose him over the scene that you see here. Now, obviously, all these guys do not want to be working for Crew because most of them worked for Crew in Jak 2 and didn't find him to be a particularly savory fellow. But as Crew says right here, he's put poison on all of your drinks. One of the things that we were sort of debating at the very beginning of the project was how exactly were we going to get Crew to coerce everybody into working for them. And we came up with a bunch of different ideas. And ultimately, the reason I think we went with poison is because rather than something impersonal, such as, like, say, I put a bomb somewhere or have secret information on things like that, poison is not only deadly, but it's also much more direct and much more personal to each of these characters. So as you can see, everybody's getting pissed off at Rain, and we set up the who can we really trust in this game sort of dynamic. Now, of course, from an animation standpoint, this scene was also very challenging because, well, when you get a scene, what you're always hoping is that, one, it doesn't have too many characters in it, and two, there's not too much interaction between objects in the scene. This scene, of course, has many characters in it, and it has everybody picking up wine glasses, putting down wine glasses, sitting in chairs, standing up from chairs, and everything else like that. So it was a very challenging scene, but quite a lot of fun to work on.
This is Jason Morrison's scene, and my job sometimes is to help these guys out with their staging. A lot of times at Naughty Dog, the animators choose their own way they want to approach the scene. In this case, I told Jason, look, this is the first time that these guys are going to be racing, so we need to have more energy. They need to look like that they're actually nervous. A lot of times we call these scenes bouncing heads or flapping gums, and in this case, Daxter particularly, since he doesn't really have anything going on, I told Jason, why don't you have him look up medical files? And the direction I gave him was he was literally looking up some sort of venereal disease. That way you can kind of play it off as to poison or whatever, and a lot of times subtle clues like that will give the animators an impression of what the character is going after. It doesn't necessarily have to be exactly what is on the character's mind, but something similar would be ideal. So that, I think, helped Jason out in terms of what the characters could be doing. Otherwise, because of the hitting our 30 seconds a week insanity of trying to maintain these animations, a lot of times the characters are rooted to the ground, and anytime that we can get the characters to move around, it just it helps us out with getting more life in the scene. And here's an example of the GT cam. And incidentally, this was not GT's original design. The original design was almost pre-Jak 1 era. So we had to kind of change it based on not fitting in. So that's my cut.
scene was a lot of fun to do as well. There were a lot of characters in the scene, which made it really tough to do, just to kind of keep track of how and where. I mean, all the characters are. How the camera's going to move around the scene, and and keep everything in context. Above that, also there was the playing between Ashlyn and Rain. Obviously, Ashlyn hates Rain's guts, and she can care less about it. So it was interesting to play that as well. Plus, with another moment with Daxter freaking out, which is always a lot of fun.
Hi, this is Eric again. This scene, I look back on as one of my more favorite scenes to work on, just because of the performance between Jak and Razor. Even though Jak doesn't have much speaking part, it's the tension that's being built up, and the performance we got from Razor was good. So that is always better to animate to. So I got to try to just really show his personality through his menacing behavior, but he is also trying to sound like he's somewhat friendly, even though it's very thinly veiled. Kind of breaks it right here. But again, it was just really a scene to kind of show his personality and these two characters butting heads. It was also fun to do Daxter's little one-liner in there, as short as it was. Hello, this is Eric again, and this scene we get our first introduction to Pecker in this game, and hopefully it's as much of a treat for the audience as it is for us. Pecker's always fun to work with. He's just got that different body shape and feathers for fingers, and his personality is obviously key. We also get to plant the seeds, kind of the interaction between GT Blitz and Pecker. There's a little animosity. At this point in the story, what we know is that Pecker's kind of stepping on his toes and taking over his gig in some terms, but he also starts talking about the back plot of Mizo, and as we find out later in the game, Blitz doesn't really want that revealed. And we got just a little bit of Daxter's reaction to seeing Pecker again. They're friends with a little bit of animosity between them. So, as friendly as it is, it's fun to just kind of play that up. We see Blitz has got a toupee. I wonder if that's going to reveal anything.
That should take care of part 2 for showing the special commentary reel scenes from the secrets menu, and it still continues over to the next. That takes care of whatever you watched here.